everyone drinks coffee. Well, not everyone drinks coffee, but I drink coffee, and a lot of people ask me about coffee because it can be very polarizing. Some coffees are really, really bad for you. Some coffees can be really, really good for you. And there's research coming out all the time saying actually coffee is really, really good. But then, of course, there's other studies that said actually it's really, really bad. And I think there's a lot of variables around coffee. Bad coffee would be instant coffee. And also, only 3% of the world's coffee is organic. So, why do we want to drink organic coffee? Well, one, because coffee beans are really, really porous and they pick up mold really, really easily. And if you know Dave Asprey, the bulletproof coffee guy, his whole illness came about from mold. That's why he invented this mycotoxin-free coffee, which is great because you're not adding more poisons into the body. Caffeine can be one of the greatest, most powerful ergogenic aids, i.e. good for sport and for mood boosting and for performance as well in terms of mental performance. So the coffee I recommend is this stuff called Purity Organic Coffee. It is literally made to be crafted for health. So I think they test for their aflatoxins and mycotoxins and try and keep things mold-free, pesticide-free. So I'm going to show you how to make a cup of this stuff. So you always want to get whole beans, not ground, because as soon as you grind it, it starts to lose its flavour, the smell starts going. If you've ever seen that episode of Friends where Joey has a sandwich and he says to Chandler, no, you can't take any of the smell because that's taking half of the flavour. That smell is of course giving off some of those flavours, and those flavours are actually quite healthful. So that's why we want to only grind about a few minutes before we actually have the coffee. So I've already ground some. The next thing is water. Water is a big variable on how tasty the coffee is going to be, and of course water is, again, can be amazingly healthy and can be really, really toxic. Unless you've had your taps checked and you know that the pipes in your house are great, then you shouldn't be drinking tap water. Everyone says, oh yeah, London has the greatest tap water in the world, or Madrid, we have the cleanest tap water, or Canada, whoever is next. That might be true, but you don't know what the pipes are like in your building or in your street, or the metals and the rust and the things leaking in there. So never drink tap water. The second reason is dead water. There's no actual minerals in there. It's not like it's come through the mountains and picked up any actual nutrients. It may help with flushing things out of the body, but it's not actually adding anything to it. So the water filter we have is a Berkey, which Natalia is going to show you over here. And this is a lot of people recommend, a lot of biohackers recommend. And if you go to my website, you will find the Berkey water filters there, where you can pick up one for yourself. If you click the link from richardlblake.com/Richie-recommends, you will be able to find everything I'm recommending in today's video. Okay, so I already boiled some, and I'm going to put the grounds into the AeroPress. I really like the AeroPress because one, I can travel with it. It's super light and it's very efficient and it's really quick. Basically, you don't actually have to wait for it to brew because it has the process of forcing the water through the beans with the pressure that you put it under, and that means that it processes very quickly, and that high pressure means you don't actually need to use that many grounds. You need to use less coffee. And on the subject of grounds, it's actually good to have quite a coarse ground, i.e. don't grind it up too finely. I read a recent article suggesting that was actually the best way. You need to use maybe only 15 grams compared to 18 grams of coffee, and of course I've got my scales here, trusty scales, to measure that out. So that's the coffee then poured in, and we press, minimal pressure, a little bit of pressure, you've got to have it forced. You can see there, if Natalia, you zoom in, you can see it's not actually the plunger that's pushing the coffee through. There's a gap of air that is forcing the water through the coffee, creating a lovely, smooth blend. That Nescafe Gold that is poisoning everyone who thinks they are drinking something nice when they're not. Purity coffee is the way. Oh yeah, I should have said you can get Purity coffee if if you go to Richie Recommends, and you can get 5% off if you could use code Blake. So hacking coffee, biohacking, that's what everyone's doing these days. I'm going to hack coffee here. So you must have heard of Bulletproof Coffee. What Bulletproof Coffee is a combination of ghee and MCT oil or coconut oil. I'm not going to put this in right now because I've already had one of these today, and I just had lunch. So what this is really useful for is helping you with a fast. You must have heard of intermittent fasting and all the benefits there. What those benefits are, one of them is called autophagy. That's where cells go around the body and repair themselves instead of constantly duplicating. And that autophagy process gets switched off when we introduce something like protein or a sugar or a carbohydrate. Basically a process called mTOR gets activated, and that's our building anabolic phase. What these things do is allow us to fast for a little bit longer without switching off autophagy and switching on mTOR. So maybe 5 grams of organic ghee and 5 grams of MCT oil in your coffee. It's really delicious. It really is a yummy, yummy thing. What do you say, Natalia?
You have to blend it?
Oh, you have to blend it. Yes, you have to blend it. Natalia did this. What do you think she means? Apparently it means you have to blend it. So what I have to blend it is one of these things, and you just put that in, but it's kind of a cappuccino maker. You can get it from Amazon, and it's like, I don't know, £10. You can also put it in a blender. Just put it in a blender that's it's not a plastic BPA containing plastic, because if you put a hot liquid in there, it's going to be toxic, poisonous for you. So why the ghee? Well, saturated fats, the China study and things like that, it's not as bad as you think. I actually have the DNA allele that suggests that if I put a lot of saturated fat in my diet, I will put on weight, but I'm okay so far. Ghee is great because it takes out the protein from the butter. Not that the protein is bad, it's just that I know that I don't tolerate cow dairy protein particularly well. So these are just the fats, and they're delicious. Very important to have organic with fats because animals store more of their toxins in their fats. So that's why organic ghee. MCT oil, so this stands for medium chain triglyceride. Triglycerides, you may have heard of those are things in the blood. Triglyceride just means a fat, and this is a medium chain one, so it means it's not a particularly long chain of triglycerides. And why is that good? Because it's really a preferential source of fuel for the brain. The brain loves it. So in terms of like nootropics, meaning cognitive enhancers, MCT is a really good one. Natalia she's doing another symbol. It's a finger. She's got one finger up.
So, can you hack your coffee with coconut oil?
Yes. So, MCT oil, you can see on this bottle, actually comes from coconut oil, and coconut oil contains a lot of MCTs, but this particular MCTs are really great for the brain and as a nootropic, and you can get MCT oil if you click on the same link as like keto supplements, basically, where they sell this stuff, and you get a 5% discount with code Blake. Okay, also other things I will use in the coffee, if I'm going to work out and I want to switch on mTOR and I want a bit of anabolic fuel, I will put some collagen into my coffee, and it's totally flavourless, and it's great for the joints, and it's great for anabolism and building muscle and things like that. I get a little bit hungrier earlier. This is what I'm having for breakfast most days at the moment. But when I have that protein, I have that insulin spike, it activates my hunger a little bit longer, and that's such a benefit of these things. The caffeine and the fats just saps up your appetite so much, and that's another thing. These Nutritionist Blend Fasting Plus Sticks. What these are basically coconut oil plus other nutrients to help with a fast. They're basically just fat. I think it's burdock and sea buckthorn and turmeric, and basically they taste good and they allow you to extend your fast much more because it has that fat and the appetite is suppressed. More info about me and my DNA. I have the allele that suggests that coffee will cause me anxiety. And again, talking about the negative effects of coffee, some people get elevated blood pressure, anxiety, the jitters from coffee. Now, a lot of the jitters and things like that are often just really, really bad quality coffee. And if you have an organic purity coffee, you probably won't get any of those jitters. But nonetheless, we have hacks. L-theanine. This is available on Amazon. Basically, you take 100 milligrams per cup of coffee, and this is what's found in green tea, as it says there, also in green tea. It helps with relaxation, it helps to give you a kind of calm focus. It's also good to take before bed if you have racing thoughts. Another one you can use is CBD. So, CBD stands for cannabidiol oil. This is the non-psychoactive form of cannabis. And of course it's totally legal. It's been legal for years. It's not like it's been legalized with the liberalization of drug policy in the UK. This is non-psychoactive. It just has a very relaxing effect on the body. And LD and CBD are the ones we use because we know the people. We have... Natalia's doing a spinny hand sign now. I think she wants me to move around. Yeah, we know them. It's organic, pesticide free. Knowing them gives us that extra accountability, and having a few drops of this will help with that coffee anxiety that some people get. That is also available on richardlblake.com/Richie recommends. Use code Blake for a 10% discount. I think it's 10%. So there we go. Drink your coffee. Don't drink it before midday because caffeine has a half-life of 7 hours. Don't drink it after midday. Caffeine has a half-life of 7 hours. So 7 hours to get half of it out of your bloodstream. So 14 hours is double that. So ideally you're not drinking any caffeine 12 hours before bed. Okay, let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.